Hello traders, welcome to the weekly outlook and setups volume 201. You know what we're going to be doing in this one. We're going to have a look at the market, how it developed this week, what kind of opportunities we had, and most importantly, throw a little bit of a forecast for what could happen in the upcoming week. Now, this week was extremely choppy, very tricky, very unpredictable, no moves. Pretty much the market was consolidating and like taking liquidity up and down, chopping around all the way until NFP Friday, which is pretty much, as you're going to see with the daily candle, the last day made the move. All right, so hopefully you survived this week. I did very well. I didn't take any single trade this week, so pretty much I am without a trade that week. So hopefully you are as well and you managed to protect your capital. I do believe starting from next week, we're going to start getting some clear setups because with NFP out of the way, we have some momentum being introduced right now on Friday. So again, potentially next week, we're going to be focusing on continuations with the macro bias, which we're going to explore in this video, right? So of course, if you're new to this channel, it's all about trading. I share these weekly outlook and setups every Saturday, and once per week, I give my best to share an educational piece of content or a trading setups breakdown video, which are going to be coming every single week starting from around August. So make sure you're subscribed. Turn on the notification bell, and without further ado, let's head into the analysis. All right, as always, we're gonna get started with a Dixie, but before we do that, let's have a look at the news. So again, after NFP this week, Monday, we have speech from Bank of England and CPI for Chinese yuan. We don't care much about that. Again, a couple of news right there on Tuesday, nothing very important, right? But then Wednesday is the big deal. So we have NZD rate statement, speech from the RBA, and then we have CPI for the US and interest rate for the CAD. So very, very, very huge day on Wednesday. Again, CPI nowadays is a very huge news release. So again, guys, be careful trading on Wednesday. Thursday looks pretty quiet, and also Friday looks pretty quiet. So I do believe it's going to be a great week. Unfortunately, I'm only going to be trading on Monday and Tuesday, because on Wednesday I go back to the Netherlands for my graduation, which is on Thursday. Then Friday we're gonna hang around. Then I'm gonna be back on Saturday. So hopefully I can actually record a weekly outlook on Saturday. If not, you can stay tuned for it on Sunday maybe. So with that being said, again, just being mindful of Wednesday, but I do believe the start of the week could actually be good. So zooming in to explore the DXY, once again, we have that little break right there. The market is holding from that supply right here. Okay, the market came in, reacted for 3 weeks to the downside. We had 2 weeks of a pullback, and now this week looks, again, very nicely bearish with a very nice wick on top. And that wick on top also took a little bit of liquidity, you can see from the previous weekly high. So again, right now, is the Dixie going to be bearish? Well, from what I see right now, I see that it struggles to actually push up. So we might say that the DXY is bearish for now. Of course, let's have a look if the daily is going to offer us a little bit more insights. So you can see pretty much the daily, right? Monday chop, Tuesday chop, Wednesday chop, Thursday kind of took out some liquidity, and then it was Friday that actually made the bearish candle. Okay, so if you also break down the daily structure, of course, we had like this last break right there, which was a quick wick, and we immediately reacted. Respectively, it goes on and breaks the daily high with a nice body break in momentum, comes back, fills in the imbalance as well, breaks structure to the highs. Here we came in and we just liquidated that high, which was immediately followed by a daily trend change. Okay, so as the daily right now is aligning bearish, and we can see that there is a very huge momentum on Friday. Probably Monday's candle could open up, maybe give like a little bit of a pullback, and that then is gonna form imbalance. So again, I'm gonna be recording the Tuesday flow with the market this week, so again, stay tuned for that. But I do believe we could have a bearish week on the Dixie. Of course, this bearish move happened only on Friday, so we didn't really have a clear trending week, right? This move just happened on Friday, and pretty much the whole week we had this, right? So just absolute nonsense, okay? But if you have a look on the foliage as well, like, yeah, we broke up, then we broke down, then here equals, is it equals? So the low is 751, the low is 750. So it's actually lower or higher? Yeah, it's lower. Yeah, so there was a 1 pipette break right there. Then it takes out the high. Then it pulls back, looks like a higher low. Then it pushes up, makes a higher high. And then the last, pretty much the last follow break is right here as well. absolutely unclear markets. So pretty much what I'm gonna say right now is that also I'm just gonna take a very big zone like this, which is probably the whole daily candle. Yeah, there it is, the whole daily candle. But I really like how the market just chop, and within this big buy, right, took all the liquidity and then we sold off massively. So again, is the market gonna pull back all the way towards this high right there, towards this supply, and then to sell off, or is it just gonna like fill in the imbalance? Again, we already have imbalance on the FOH, right? But of course, I do believe it's gonna also form on the daily, but we just need to have one more candle print. And then of course, the next liquidity target is gonna be this low right there. So pretty much my expectations are in a perfect scenario, I would expect for the market to start a little bit bullish. Okay, like let's just say start, go up a little bit, fill that imbalance, maybe close the daily candle, and then get a bigger short on Tuesday. But it could also consolidate because we have all the news on Wednesday. So again, we just gotta flow with the market. But what I'm gonna say is that I'm overall bearish bias on the Dixie. Just judging by this last move that happened and just judging that like to the upside, there is no really momentum to the upside to say that the market is bullish. So if we have a bearish bias on Dixie, let's have if we are bullish on like Euro USD, Aussie USD, NZD, and all the rest of the pairs. All right, let's have a look at Euro USD. So once again, in this case, we have a breakout structure right there on the weekly time frame. We have a weekly demand zone. The market came in that weekly demand zone, massively responded, and then chopped for 2 weeks. And now this week you can see it's not very bullish, but if you look at the candlestick, right, it opened, it pushed all the way down, and it massively rejected from the downside. After also looks like, yeah, it also took out like the previous weekly low right there, and then it nicely expanded into the highs. So from what I just see on the weekly time frame, that is going to be our first target, and then hopefully we can also make a weekly high. So on the daily time frame, so I was overall bullish on the macro scale of things. Again, within this weekly push, we came back all the way down, filled in the imbalance, took all the liquidity, okay? And then the market during this week right there, well, that was an amazing week. I really missed a week like this. Hopefully next one is going to be the case, because look at that. Like bing, 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 right? This looks like a beautiful flag channel. I don't know, bearish flag or whatever, in order for us to impose into the highs. So let's see. Okay, so what we had pretty much here is that we had a little bit of a daily bearish alignment. You can see we actually had a break up, TC down, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, which kind of formed, as I told you, on the weekly time frame with the one pipette, probably a little bit. And right now we also have a daily alignment. Okay, so we have a daily alignment. Again, we need one more candle to see whether imbalance is going to fill in. So what I would expect from the daily is maybe like one day of a pullback, then next day creating the low of the day, and then continuing to go up. So this is something that I would expect. And then of course, dropping on the FOH, you can see that we had a pretty choppy week. It's just nonsense, right? And then pretty much you can see we chopped around, boom, 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 boom. We took out the low, reacted, pushed down, failed to push up, to push down, and then pretty much it's NFP that caused this very nice push up. Well, again, I don't care, because right now we have clear structure, okay? And this is actually the hourly break right there, because according to my rules, that was not the high, that was not the high, but this was actually the major lower high. So we actually drew our ranges like that, and there was a short right there on that day, but it was absolutely unclear. It didn't provide any entries, and right now happy to see it actually broke up, right? And yeah, pretty much that daily zone that I drew is exactly the same as the hourly zone. So once again, are we gonna pull back a little bit to form a higher low, and then for us to start impulsing into the highs, eventually targeting this kind of weekly high? Well, let's hope that's the case. So again, bullish bias on Euro USD, looking for some sort of a pullback, okay? And then to see how it's gonna play out. So very simple, let's just wait for Monday. Hopefully we get a little bearish pullback, aligned bullish on the lower time frame, and then for us to go down. Preferably, once again, would like to see like a deeper pullback towards the 50%. But what I always tell you is that on the first trend change, on the first momentous trend change, the market tends to pull back to like 30%. So also be aware that like there is like that little imbalance right there. The market could just fill it in, make a new high, and then maybe you can catch it on the next one if it doesn't go on and take out this high as liquidity, because then we can initiate like a bigger daily pullback. Okay, so that's my outlook for Euro. Let's see how it goes. Bullish bias overall, going in alignment with the Dixie. Let's see. So what we can see on the weekly is we have a bearish overall week on Euro Yen. Right now, what we have to explore is whether that happened on Friday or we had an overall bearish week. So pretty much in terms of the weekly, there is our structure break, right? You can take potentially, this is your higher low. You can also take that one, right? Depends on how you want to look structure. That could be the range, that could also be the range, but what is important to mention is that we have a lot of imbalance right there on the weekly, so that is something that the market could be gravitating towards. Okay, then you can see, of course, on the daily time frame, again, that is still lots of imbalance right there, and everything else is perfectly balanced. So if we explore like the daily, there is the last break, the market pushed, it pulled back, it tries to push up, it fails, then this immediately becomes liquidity, which got taken. And technically, in order to say we have a daily break, I would like to see this one broken, but I can already see that probably the 40 time frame is definitely bearish. And you can see actually this one, Monday went up, very massive engulfing candle right there on Tuesday, bearish, bearish, bearish. So this one actually trended down throughout the week. Because I don't monitor the JPYs, I don't recall even my previous weekly outlook on those. So hopefully I said shorts, but probably it was pretty unclear. Like, yeah, it's very unclear. Like, where is my hourly range? So here we broke up, there we broke down, and here we broke down, and there we, wow, this one is very choppy. So if we just try to ignore everything that happens right there, let's just say that there is a very strong break right there. Okay, so that is because pretty much the hourly kind of then broke up here, then broke down right there, then broke up, then broke down. Like, what the hell? Also, what the very choppy, very choppy development right there in the early days. But then we had a very nice impulse to the downside that created a very clear area of demand. You can see the last bullish candle before, supply, the last bullish candle before the drop. There was also a little bit of imbalance. So if you were patiently waiting, then there is your trade. Clear impulse away, clear zone, clear break of structure, clear pullback, and then you can see it follow through for a brand new lower low. So, okay, good. So happy to see that there was at least one clear structural break right there with a retest and with a follow through. So right now, pretty much again, as this has been tapped, we can take, I'm just going to take a bigger zone like this. Instead of taking like a small bullish candle, I'm just going to take this whole thing. Of course, the market is right now in this sort of range right there. It kind of first tapped immediately 50%, then it made a new lower low, but I'm still gonna keep this as an original range. So if you push into the highs right there, I'm gonna be looking for shorts, and then of course targeting that daily zone that I do believe is gonna get taken, because if we are so nicely aligning bearish right now on the foliage, then potentially the daily levels are gonna start failing, because also we know that the market could potentially start pulling back down. But knowing that EU is potentially bullish, that one might struggle a little bit. So we also gotta check at USDN. Okay, so this one looks pretty good. Of course, yeah, we gotta wait for Monday to open, because again we had the NFP right there, up, down, down again, pulling back. So is it like gonna pull back from here and not break the high and continue going lower? I don't know. I would much prefer to have this high taken as liquidity, tap us inside that 4-hourly supply, and then get the short. Okay, so let's see how that works. But again, bearish bias on Euro Yen, which does not resonate with EU, but of course, usually the JPYs move different than the USDs. So let's see if a short is going to be provided on this one, and if it's going to go with that overall macro bearish bias. Next on the list are the Aussies. Let's explore them, starting with Aussie dollar. So again, you know, we had a breakdown, we had a break up on the weekly time frame. Very nice push up, forming beautiful imbalance as well. That has been fulfilled already. We are below the 50% on the weekly time frame, and we have 2 consecutive weeks. So what is it waiting for? Let's check it out. In terms of the daily time frame, we have a well, no, that is wrong, because we are trading pretty much the weekly time frame is the same as the daily. Okay, you can see on the daily time frame, we started from here, we pushed, we had a little bearish candle right there, which according to me is not structure at all. And then we just continued up. So the weekly push is exactly the same as the daily push, because what I was going to say is that we have a daily breakdown. So in order for the daily to align, we need to see this break. But again, the major structure in the daily from this low to this high. Now, of course, sometimes you can play internal structure, because I can very clearly see that there has been supply here. The market went down, it pulled back, reacted, but failed to break lower. So what that immediately means is that this high becomes liquidity. And usually if this high gets taken, probably the next one is going to get taken as well. So having an overall bullish bias on this one, I mean, on the daily time frame, there's no imbalance. I mean, I just see this right there. So is there a chance that the market is going to pull us back another push down before we push up? I don't know. Okay, I don't know. Of course, let's explore that on the 4-hourly time frame, see what is happening right there. Well, as usual, like very choppy delivery. And yeah, so technically on this one, the trickery on this one is that the 4-hourly range is from here to there, according to me. Okay, you might take this right there as a TC, then of course you have all different sort of structure right there. But according to me, major high, major low, the market pulls back, chops around, and it lines bearish. It almost came towards taking out the lower low, but it did not. So technically still, we are in that same hourly range, which really sucks. And what I'm pretty much gonna say is, if you want a clear bias, wait for that structure to break right there, which is gonna be your hourly break. Okay, then wait for any sort of pullback, and then of course continue with that long bias. Shorts, I am not very interested for shorts because I just don't see it taking out this high and then just massively going for the lows right there. It could absolutely happen because we have an NZD rate, I do believe, and a speech from the Aussie. So maybe something happens, those two pairs go to the floor, right? But of course, I'm more on the upside based on like this weekly push, weekly pullback, and of course the daily time frame is very bullish and has already pulled back quite a lot. Again, is it gonna come all the way down right here to fill that daily imbalance? Definitely could be, okay? But if we have this break right there, I do believe then we can definitely go long with confidence and start targeting like the highs right here. So again, Aussie dollar, still unclear, still trading between this high right there and that low. So anything inside is internal, okay? So you're technically right now short biased based on the 40 time frame, and we want to see this one break in order to say we're also we are bullish on the 40 as well. So if you want to take shorts, go for it. Personally, I'm just gonna wait for something more to happen and hopefully that high to be broken. I just don't like the Aussie like for quite some time. So going to Aussie JPY, we had a very nice push on the weekly time frame. We're currently in around 3 weeks of a pullback. Again, where is it going? Well, we have imbalance here, we have imbalance there. Like that could be where the market is gravitating towards. On the daily time frame, the trickery again about the Aussie is that the daily time frame is the range. Like here, we don't even have a bearish candle. Oh wait, we have one right there. That is the daily push, okay? And the market is right now probably pulling back towards like 50% on the daily. So the fall is definitely bearish probably. So again, we can go shorts and shorts and shorts on the FOH until we tap that zone right there. And then from there, we can look for a fall bullishness in order for us to go up. So if Aussie JPY has more downside, then that means that Aussie USD might also go down. But of course, let's see. This one. So again, if I am systematic with my rules, that is the fall range from here to here. And you can see that this market is technically like this is very shitty price action. But again, I do believe I mentioned like you can make an exception and then let's just say that this is your trend change. Then of course you have a structure break right there. Then you have another structure break right there. Then you have a trend change right here, and then the market then the market kind of pushes up, pulls back, pushes up again, break up, break down, break down. You can see you have quite a bit of structure right there, break down and break down right there. So you can see we this week was actually very nicely bearish as well. So of course, if you just follow like the most recent price action like this, and if you ignore what is on the left, although you should not, because sometimes you're in a very big macro range, and then again everything, as I said, is internal, and then the market tends to usually continue with that macro range. But again, according to my rules, which again a lot of you are asking, I'm not sharing those because they are a result of like me like 6 months of testing and trying to find out what works for me and for our strategy for the Fanatic team. That's the low, that's the high, but again, you can take also these ones right there. And then you could have a trend change, and then of course you had all of these structure to trade, which in that case, personally, I could just like not listen to my rule once, take this as a structure break, or just change my rule for once, but then of course you get to capitalize on all of these shorts, okay? So let's see, I'm short bias. Again, if you just monitor it from here, that is the last kind of range right there. The market is already pulling back into it. So if you can get like a short coming in right there and then continuing to go down, that would be good. And of course, we know on the macro scale of things, we're potentially traveling towards the 50% on the daily and towards filling in that imbalance. So as we get there, that is when we can start preparing for longs. Okay, but overall, I'm just not a fan of the Aussies right now. I mean, Aussie JPY does look a little bit better. Like, I mean, you probably could have gotten some shorts on this one on the intraday. Okay, but when it comes to the 40 time frame, I don't like it. And when I usually don't like the 40 time frame, then usually I just don't trade or just find another pair and just skip trading. Okay, so that's my bias. I mean, Aussie USD not clear, but it's still bearish. There is a chance we go down, but there is a chance we go up and then maybe turn bullish. Aussie JPY is so far bearish, so of course go with the flow. All right, let's have a look at the NZDs. So once again, just to quickly recap the weekly time frame, we got to break up, got to break down, got to break down right there, and pretty much the last supply and strong structure is this guy right there. So the market pushed down, pulls back, reacted for 2 weeks, and right now we're having a bullish week. So again, doesn't tell us much because the weekly time frame is right now bearish. But also, like, if you just look from here to here, that's like a very nice push. And right now, this overall bearishness right there looks like a correction. Okay, and probably we had a look at the monthly time frame as well. Look at that, we just perfectly fulfilled the 50%. We perfectly came in like to the imbalance that is around the 50% right here. So could it be that we are gonna head higher? Definitely could be. Okay, but when it comes to the daily time frame, I hope it's rather clear that the daily range is this: daily high, daily low, pulls back, reacted, pushing up right now. So yeah, nothing very clean on the daily. It's still bearish, which I don't like, because usually I would like to have more signs on the daily and maybe for them to align. But right now this has been in that range since like 23rd of May. Like, yeah, it made this push down, and then we have been like in this overall range on the daily. So definitely not clear. And then dropping on the FOH, well, let's try to break down what happened that week. So there is Monday. So let's see, here we have, yeah, here we have some sort of a break. I'm not entirely sure, but there is a break up. Right, another valid breakup right there, according to me. And then you can see we kind of wicked up first, and then we TC down, and then we TC up. Okay, so that is what we have so far. Not the cleanest. Like, there is a very tiny break right there, which of course classifies this as a break. That is going to be my major low, my major demand zone. So again, very simple analysis. If you pull back towards this zone, if you get a pretty 15-minute setup, then I would say longs. I would say longs targeting towards that high. Why this high? Because that is a daily high that failed to cause a daily low, so it's weak. Okay, so hopefully we can have like a little pullback early this week, get a long trade, target this liquidity high, and then from there we're just gonna see what's gonna happen and see how we can adapt. Okay, so that's my NZD. Very simple. Looking at NJ, that one is probably more bearish. But yeah, this one is going to be bearish because we took a lot of liquidity to the left. And we pretty much, yeah, formed this weekly break right there. And we're currently in that weekly range. And there is a lot of imbalance to be fulfilled on the weekly. Okay, so we can definitely expect some shorts. But as long as the daily is bullish, of course, we got to keep following that. So there is the daily, broke up, pulling back right now. It's about to tap into the imbalance. Yeah, pretty much it did, which is like below the 50%. And the only imbalance that, well, no, the last imbalance we have on the daily has been fulfilled. And probably the forward time frame is right now bearish. So it's going to be a very tricky situation right now to see, okay, is the daily going to prevail and shift the market up, or is the market just going to continue down towards that imbalance to the downside? Okay, so let's see. There was a valid range right there, and then technically, however you take it, there has been a structure break, which is good. There has been a structure break, which is good. This is also a valid one. So again, this is the last, this is the last valid range right there on the NZD JPY. So as we are bearish on the FOH but bullish on the daily, that is usually the worst thing that could happen, because again, you would like to see the hourly align with the daily and then target, of course, the daily highs. But of course, it could be that the hourly sometimes prevails because like it's gonna come in and seek like a weekly liquidity. So let's see again, keep an open mind. Of course, if you're just extremely systematic, the hourly time frame is bearish, wait for a pullback, wait for your setup, and then of course target a brand new lower low. But if of course the market like starts forming structure, or maybe creates a trend change up there, or maybe like forms a new lower low and then breaks the lower high, then of course you know how to adapt. Okay, so let's see, that's the NZD JPY, definitely bearish so far, in a bullish NZD USD. Let's see how that crack of correlation between the USDs and JPYs are going to play out. So right now let's have a look at UJ, which is probably going to give us some more hints about the JPYs. Well, look at USDN. We're having a very nice bearish week right there. And again, coming from what we analyzed last week, we had this imbalance right there that the market finally came in and fulfilled. And right now, of course, there has been a break of structure on the weekly, and there is imbalance as well on the weekly to be filled. There is the first one, there is the second one as well. So which one is going to get filled? Well, we don't know. But probably the one that is within like below the 50%. So currently we can expect that UJ could carry on down for a while before maybe it continues up. But of course, let's see. Very nice candle, which is once again formed on Friday. Okay, so again, you can see Monday chop, Tuesday chop, Wednesday chop, Thursday kind of gave us a little bit of a hint right there, and then Friday just dumped. Okay, so again, is it going towards that weekly liquidity? Let's see. The daily is still bullish because again, if depending on how you look at structure, the daily range does look the same as the weekly range. So definitely I'm gonna be looking for a 4-hourly alignments when we dip below that 50%. Okay, so the 4-hourly time frame, like it broke up here and then it technically TC down right there with that shitty wick right there, but then still it broke down and then followed through. Oops, not this line. It followed through to the downside, followed through to the downside again, and yeah, just massively expanded lower. So currently the last kind of range, however you want to take it, it's pretty much this. It's this buy to sell. Do you want to take it like that? Do you want to take it like this? I don't know. Okay, just make sure to get your zone bigger because it's usually going to get tapped if it's bigger, right? And yeah, so what can I say is that just UJ, it's definitely bearish right now. After NFP's introduction, we had a very nice push down. So if we can get like a little pullback and then targeting that liquidity to the lows right there, could be a pretty good trading idea. So currently, yeah, you can see on the 4-hourly time frame, it's filling in that imbalance. So hopefully we can get a reaction to get us like a little pullback. So then we can kind of look for a potential short, driving us into the lows, 50% target, imbalance target. And then from there, which could be probably next week, we can start looking for a 4-hourly bullish alignment. Okay, with the overall bullish daily and weekly, and then we can go for the highs. Okay, but of course, until then, let's focus on what is happening right now. Bearish market in UJ, last lower high formation, lower low looking for a pullback, and a continuation lower. So let's see how it's gonna play out. USD CAD, as usual, a little bit unpredictable. So again, let's recap that we have swept this massive liquidity lows right there. And right now we're initiating a little pullback. So where is that pullback gonna take place? Well, that is our lower high. And of course we have that little bit of imbalance right there that almost got fulfilled. And of course we have one above. So again, is that pullback over? We don't know yet. The daily time frame shifted down, then it shifted up, then it broke structure up. So the daily time frame is still bullish. Okay, so there's our overall daily demand zone. The daily time frame also formed that little imbalance right there that was filled on Friday. So the big question for you, Cat, is, are we gonna make another move higher? Okay, right now on the daily, or are we gonna dump lower? Maybe that pullback right there in terms of the weekly was enough. If I just take it from here to here, well, we just pinked like the 50%. Did we? Yeah, we actually crossed above the 50%. So from the highest high to the lowest low, we did cross the 50%. So as I say, well, there is a chance we also dip to the downside. So of course, let's see. The 4-hourly time frame is probably going to give us some hints. The bad thing about the 4-hourly time frame is that, well, it's not that bad thing, but then there is a last structure break right there. So technically still that is the major 4-hourly higher low according to me, okay, because some of you might take this one as well as for a trend change right there. So let's see. Again, you can see, guys, Monday chop, 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 Tuesday, then Wednesday, and then Thursday made a big push up, and then Friday made a big push down. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, did it come in to take liquidity and then massively reverse? I don't know. Okay, so let's see. Again, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Personally, in order for me to confirm shorts, I would like to see this 4-hourly break, then of course a pullback, maybe to this imbalance, maybe to that imbalance, and then of course we can start targeting the lows, okay? Because what we just saw is that the market has pulled back to the 50%. Didn't much fill the imbalance perfectly, but of course it definitely could be enough. Because again, you can see usually the open got filled. The 50% did not, but the open did. So let's see if we get a 4-hourly trend change, because to me, the 4-hourly trend change, which takes place right there, that is going to be the determinant whether we're going to go down. So USD CAD so far bullish. Of course, let's see what happens. I don't like this bearish momentum, and I don't think we can hold and maybe push up, but definitely possible. So again, let's see. Wait for Monday to open, monitor your 15-minute, and let's see how it opens. And of course, stay tuned for my Tuesday outlook. All right, next on the list are the GBPs, and what I immediately see from the weekly candle is that it has actually broken the weekly high. Or did it? Yep, it actually did by very, very, very little. So very tricky to say right now what is going to happen next week then, because we just took out the high. So is it going to continue pushing up, right, as a continuation of that weekly break? Is it going to like initiate some sort of a pullback? Again, we don't know. This market is potentially just looking on the most recent left, it's potentially traveling towards filling in that imbalance right there. It's very close to doing so, like to the 50%. So of course, weekly time frame bullish. You can see on the daily time frame, of course, with our macro buys from last week, we had a push, we had a pullback, imbalance has been filled, so I expected longs. However, Monday chopped, Tuesday chopped, Wednesday chopped, Thursday once again kind of wicked up and down, and then Friday pretty much made the move. So very kind of annoying, because we showed up every single day, we look for trades. Some of you might have forced some trades, take some losses, then of course Friday, the last day, boop, that actually makes the move. So right now the daily is actually making a hard high, but still it's not clean. I would like to see like one more candle to maybe go above and then initiate a pullback. So at this precise moment right now, it's going to be very hard to forecast, because again, the 40 time frame is also going to be like, I mean, look at that. So it kind of broke down, broke up, it was bullish. So of course here we had a break of structure to the upside, which was very clean. Then here we also had a break of structure to the upside, which was very clean. But then immediately after the break up, we had that wick up, wick down. And then of course, yeah, at the end of the day, we aligned bullish, and currently we should say that this is our higher low formation. Very big, I know, but that is our higher low formation. The market is staying at a higher high. So what is going to happen? I don't know, right? Could continue going higher to create one more daily leg to the upside. Then of course we can initiate the pullback. It could open with a little pullback, and then we can of course take a long towards the imbalance. So those are the two scenarios that I'm seeing, but again, very hard to predict. We just took out the high, right? We're just at a higher high, and usually when you're at a higher high or a lower low, it's hard to predict what's going to happen. You can look for shorts if you wish to trade the pullback. You can look for longs if you wish to trade the continuation, but neither of those are high probability. Why? Well, because you don't know if the market is going to continue, and you don't know if the market is going to create a pullback. So once again, wait for the proper setup, catch the market at the right position, and that is where you're going to be making money. Okay, so let's give some time on this one. Whoa, GJ is looking funky. So the first bearish week in a while on GJ. Okay, so I'm not gonna go to, I have to go to forex.com or FXM to get some more data. But there is imbalance to be fulfilled on the weekly. Daily time frame broke up, and here it also broke up. So technically the daily break is gonna be here. Oh, it also got breakers, so we're having a daily kind of break, not very strong, not very convincing, but let's just say it's a break, because it is a break. Okay, so at that time we don't know if it's a liquidity grab. At least I want to see at least maybe one more candle to push below it, and then we can say, okay, maybe it's a break. Because if the next candle right now opens, then it just immediately starts pumping up, then it could definitely be a liquidity grab. On the 40 time frame, ooh, damn. So there was a breakdown right here. So broke up, then TC down, pulls back, breaks down. Here, if you took this as your high, then you have a TC, but if you took that as your high, there is none. But again, never mind. We had this breakdown, similar to all the JPY pairs. We have this breakdown, and then of course that high to this low, this is our range. So the market already pulled back and it's moving lower. So could we have like a pullback to here and then maybe get us the short setup, or is the market just going to dump right now and then give us short setups? I don't know, right? Very unpredictable. The JPYs right now we saw from UJ, it's very bearish. So of course I am bearish bias for a while. But just looking at all the JPYs, there was one, I believe, it was NJ? Yeah, NJ offered a very clear short. AJ, not that much. Euro yen is also very similar to GJ. Okay, so let's see how the JPYs are going to play out. As usual, they are a little bit kind of unpredictable. Sometimes they move amazing, but sometimes when there is a difference between, for example, GBP USD and USD JPY, that is when they start to chop around. So let's see, bearish bias on GJ and bullish bias on GU. So let's see how that is going to play out. But again, guys, wait for a proper setup and don't force it. Okay, so that's it. Cannot say anything more because it's rather unclear so far. All right, GOAT. Let's recap. We're having a break of structure right there. We're having a imbalance right there that was perfectly fulfilled to the 50%. So is it time we pump up? Well, let's explore the daily time frame first, because the daily time frame has to align before we say anything. So the daily pulled back right there and then it broke structure. So that is the daily high, and you can see that daily high is still kind of holding. Okay, but the market came in on Wednesday, tries to push down, it fails, then this becomes immediately liquidity, which we're going to be taking probably right now. And then if we explore the forward time frame, well, let's just bring this here. So the forward time frame broke down there, and then it broke up here, then it broke up here, then it broke up there, then it TC'd down, then it broke down, and then it broke up. So there it is. So we finally caught up to the forward time frame. That is the last forward break. When it comes to your demand zone, good luck. You're probably gonna have to use like a different time frame. Not sure if we're gonna get it right. I'm just trying to find like a not so big candle, but that candle was pretty big, so we cannot really find it. So yeah, no, you gotta be a little bit flexible with this one, and maybe take something like this if you wish, or maybe reduce it to the lows. But still very tricky to say. I would expect this daily break to happen though, because on the weekly time frame we perfectly came in right there. We can see the bullish order flow kicking in. We had a very sharp downside this week. So did it come in to fulfill something? Not really. Okay, so why was this short? Well, I don't know. Okay, but so far we still aligned bullish on the forward time frame. So if we get some sort of a pullback, then of course we can be looking for longs. If we impose into the highs and close a daily break, then we're gonna get a pullback, and then of course daily continuation. So as with all the other pairs and after NFP, give it some time. Okay, give it some time. Of course, be aware of your macro bias, which is right now bullish, according to me. I just want to see that strong daily break. I just want to see a confirmed daily bullish and even body close to close above that daily high right there. So again, make this bold, make this like a daily high to break, right? Because if this one breaks, that is going to be good. So keep this in mind, okay? Waiting for this break right there. And as this breaks, then of course we're going to become bullish on the daily, and then we can potentially start attacking all of these flat highs to the left. Okay, so gold also bullish on the forward time frame. Let's see how it plays out. Bullish bias. Let's see. Interesting week on the indices. Pretty much we had Monday and Tuesday as a bank holiday, so it has been extremely choppy. Couldn't manage to get any trades on the indices this week. But as you can see, we're having an overall bearish candle in US 30, which is also an inside bar of the previous week. So where is it going? Okay. On the weekly time frame, pretty much almost everything is fulfilled. Of course, that imbalance got fulfilled. Of course, we have one below, but is it possible for the market to come all the way down and then push up? Well, it's definitely possible, but of course, let's not think that far in time. The daily time frame is still bullish according to me. Like again, is this a pullback lower high to close the break of structure? Could definitely be. Again, but it depends on your rules. The market pulls back, tries to push, it fails, and then it just immediately tells me that this could be a potential weak low. Could potentially be a nice liquidity area. So let's see. I mean, very hard to predict. And then if you drop to the forward time frame, like the forward time frame had the major high, the major hour low here, because that was the last structure break right there. We pushed up, dropped, we broke it. Okay, we broke it, and then we did this funky stuff right there on NFP. We kind of broke down, but at the same time we broke up, and then at the same time we went down as well. So tricky to say. I do believe we are going to be taking out this low, and then what happens after this low is taken, we just gotta allow time to show us, but currently no clear setup. NFP, usually very tricky to trade after NFP. We got like a move down, a move up, a move down. So what is happening? I don't know. Okay, but what I can say is that the forward time frame has very nicely shifted to the downside. So where is it going? Is it definitely going for this liquidity? Is it going to be taking out also that daily low to fill in all that imbalance? Is it coming for all the way down right there? We don't know. So let me know in the comments, guys. What do you think? Are we just having a very brief pullback right now in order to continue going higher? Or are we having a macro kind of pullback to the downside on the weekly maybe? Okay, everything is balanced. Everything is balanced on the weekly. And like the last thing that got taken is this high. And you can see it failed to kind of close above this high. So is it possible we come all the way down to take this low? Again, too many forecasts, too many ifs and could, right? So again, focus on price. Let's see what happens, but not so clear so far. And pretty much none of the indices are going to be clear. Nasdaq took out a massive high. What happens after a high gets taken? We come back to rebalance, potentially imbalance. There is a lot of it down there. Like there is a very good one that we could definitely look at. There was the most recent one which actually got taken, and the weekly candle reacted beautifully. But again, is this enough in order for the market to continue going higher? Well, let's see. Well, I have a lot of markups right there. That's probably my Tuesday markup. Okay, it doesn't look that bad, but let's delete everything. Okay, So going to the daily time frame, well, we pull back, we tried to push and we failed to take out the high. So that immediately tells me, is this liquidity? But of course, let's see, it still has time to fulfill it. So let's see. And then if you drop on the 40 time frame, well, yes, we had a break up right there. Then we had a breakdown, and then we had a break up, and then we had a breakdown. And currently the 40 time frame is bearish, coming in from that major lower high. So is it gonna go down to take out the 40 low, or is it gonna continue going higher? Unclear after NFP. So once again, give it some time. Don't rush. Okay, don't rush. For me, also the macro bias, it's not clear yet because we were really looking comfortable for longs right there. Perfectly came in imbalance below the 50% on the daily leg. It tried to push, it failed. So currently, is that pullback just a pullback to grab liquidity in order to continue higher? Or is the market just like not having enough strength to break above this high and also took out that weekly liquidity, and it's potentially going to pull us back even deeper? Okay, so those are my two macro scenarios. So of course, let's see which one plays out. And again, focus on hourly and daily structure, and let's see how it goes forward. Okay, S&P 500 perfectly fulfilled my daily target. But once again, look at the weekly. Massive push up. Lots of imbalance to fulfill to the downside. So is it possible we get like a deeper pullback? Well, that could definitely be the case, but only time is going to show us, because the daily time frame beautifully broke structure up 50%. The only imbalance that was here perfectly got fulfilled. So what is the next move? Are we going to be making a high, or are we going to be making like a deeper pullback again? We don't know. On the 40 time frame, well, you can see on the 40 time frame, the push started from there's the last 40 break. So that is our hourly low. So the structure is kind of very tricky, because we still have like, let's say this higher low formation right there. The market pushed, it pulls back. So it's still bullish on the 4H. It's still bullish on the daily. And I don't know what to expect. Okay, I don't know what to expect. So once again, guys, when it comes to indices, give them time. Okay, not every day is a trading day. Not every week is a trading week. This week was absolutely not tradable because we had 2 bank holidays. So again, currently my bias is unclear. I'm more long bias when it comes to S&P, but looking also at the sentiment of the other ones, I see some bearishness kicking. Like look at US 30, very bearish. Nasdaq not that much, but it's right now bearish on the 4H. It failed to cause a daily high. So kind of seeing a little bit of sketchy things that could cause the market to give us a deeper pullback to the downside. Okay, so let me know, guys, in the comments, what do you think about the indices? Are we going higher or are we going lower? Okay. Bitcoin, nothing new to cover on Bitcoin. We're just ranging at the top right there after taking that liquidity high, looking for a 50% pullback and imbalance fill before we probably, if you're scaling in again, the last scaling was here, weekly imbalance and 50% tapped in, impulse, and right now pretty much daily imbalance and daily 50% tap in, and we can impulse again. It's nothing much. In Ethereum, I'm just not focused on Ethereum at all. Okay, so that's how I'm gonna wrap up this outlook. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you found it valuable. Let me know in the comments what is your favorite pair for the incoming week. Let me know how did you perform this week. Did you take some losses or did you crush it? Okay, let me know. Reflect on your week. Okay, and stay tuned for my Tuesday flow with the markets, where hopefully we're gonna have a couple more signs on how will the week develop. Hopefully we get like Monday with clear price action, so we have more data on Tuesday. But again, as I said, I'm not gonna be trading this week, only on Monday and Tuesday. So I wish you good luck. Have a lovely weekend and talk to you on Tuesday.